Quebec there were two young men from Quebec years ago in 1956, Claude Raymond, and in 57, Ron Pizzare that were with the Evansville Braves. And
we will welcome you back real quick. We just got back up on our YouTube live stream. Sorry about that. Our connection cut out here at Charles H. Braun Stadium. So we welcome you back with a runner off of second base. 1 out, a 2-1 count now. Still on David Glode. Curveball misses outside. The runner, Elliot Curtis, advanced to second on a stolen base. So hope we have you back here. Once again, want to apologize for the technical difficulties. But we are back here in the top of the third inning.
Ooh.
So we'll have a brief pause here as the runner Curtis was dancing off of second and the infielder DeJesus, the shortstop, shaded back in.
I thought if Anderson had turned, they would have picked him off. I thought it was a good position. Oh, he had him.
Yeah, Anderson looked, but just held on to the baseball. 3-1 the count on Glode, who singled his last time. In there for a strike. So it's helpful, Bill, that when you go out, that all you miss is a stolen base.
Yeah, that's all you miss.
A long at bat here.
Right. 3-2 count, and it's going to be interesting on what the pitch is. I'm going to say fastball.
Payoff pitch coming to Glode. Breaking ball, grounded to short. DeJesus, double clutch onto first. 2 gone.
It just shows you how much I know.
It brings up Jack Berry, who grounded into a double play his last time. Once again, want to welcome you back onto our broadcast on the Otters Digital Network here on YouTube Live. First pitch coming to Berry. In there for, I guess it must have missed somewhere.
Oh, I thought it was a strike, and I thought I looked up there and it says ball 1, and I was going to question that myself. The young man
does not get a call from home plate umpire Chris Diekman. Count 1-0. Runner off of third. 2 out. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. 1-1.
Anderson seems to have more confidence in his breaking pitch in that curveball, which, again, he just threw 2 to Barry, and he threw 1 to Claude or God to get the out.
2 out in the top of the third inning. Otters with a 2-0 lead. 1-1 coming.
It's another
big
pitch.
Swing and a miss.
Same pitch. It's his curveball.
Anderson has the bender working. We shall see if he can leave another runner stranded. He's already stranded runners in the first 2 innings. The 1-2. Foul back.
That was the fastball. So we had curve, fastball.
Looked like that fastball came in above the letters, so he did get Barry to offer at it, but...
Well, that's what you want to do. When you have a 2-0 count, or 2-1 count, throwing a pitch up around the letters is always good because a lot of batters like to chase the high pitch, and it's an easy strikeout.
So they exchange baseballs, and Anderson back on the rubber. Comes set around the letters. The 2-strike pitch misses out. 2-2.
Um, I know I'm making a sour comment, but I'm going to make it. Mr. Phillips is a runner on third, and see what Mr. Phillips is down on a knee. He's limiting his agility.
2-2 curve misses out.
You know, when a runner's on third, you always got to be on your toes. In case the pitch is bad, you got to block it.
Full count on Barry. Runner at third and 2 out. Facing the number 3 man in Quebec's lineup. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
With the curveball.
Anderson leaves another runner stranded. We head to the bottom of the third, 2-0 our score on the Otters Digital Network as Anderson bests Barry. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
Bottom of the third inning, Miles Gordon, Andy DeJesus, Bryce Denton as the lineup turns over. Still facing Ben Hoffman in a 2-0 game now as the Otters lead Equipe Quebec following a 2-run, 2-out single from Dakota Phillips in the bottom half of the second. The first pitch to Gordon misses in. 1-0. The count on Gordon, who struck out looking his last time. 1-0. Hit well out toward right center field. Right and center fielders splitting the gap and bouncing against the wall is a leadoff double for Miles Gordon.
Hit off the base of that right center field wall, and that right fielder played it kind of cool. I thought Gordon was possibly going to get a triple, but that right fielder played it cool.
Number 2, Andy DeJesus.
It brings up Andy DeJesus, who flew out to right his last time. He'll bat with Gordon at second. And nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch strike on DeJesus. Hoffman set at the belt. Corners drawn in. Fly ball out to center field. We'll see if DeJesus tests it. He will. The throw to third is cut off by the shortstop Equipe. And Bill, I don't know if that was the right call not to let that one go through.
He should have let it go through because it's AstroTurf, and that would have taken a quicker bounce and increased the speed. But
so Gordon tags from second and advances on the fly ball.
I think if he let it go, it might have been a closer play.
Might have been a chance.
Yeah. I think it still would have been safe.
I agree.
But it would have been close.
You never know, especially if you overslide the bag. Or.
Right.
Well, here it's Bryce Denton. He grounded out to short his last time. He takes a strike on the outside corner.
Now, the only thing I'm going to say, Ryan, would be possibly on a cutoff, it was wide of the bag, so that might have been why he cut it off.
That's a good call.
See?
In your estimation, did it look like it might have been wide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And if you look where he's at right now, he's not in line with third base.
Right.
And that's where the throw was. So that might have been possibly the reason. Or the third baseman might have yelled cut.
1-1, fouled straight back.
That's something we don't know.
Now 1-2 on Denton. Denton, the Brentwood, Tennessee native. Drafted out of Ravenwood High School. One and two. And
That's
this
a
is
double.
lined out toward right center field.
That's a
It's
double.
down for extra bases. It bounces against the wall, and Denton pulls into second base with an RBI double, giving the Otters a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the third.
No, I just watched Andy on that particular play, and I thought Gordon might have had a chance at third. But now I just looked at Andy with Denton, because Denton had a better chance of going to third, but Andy was the one that held him up. So possibly Andy's playing safe baseball, you know. Rather than take a chance getting thrown out, let's take the double. You're still in scoring position.
We'll have a meeting on the mound. As believe that's Pierre Arsenault out of Quebec's dugout to meet with his pitcher Hoffman, catcher Para, and the first baseman Pittman comes in.
I'm waiting
as well.
for the umpire to go out and say something right now. Oh,
and there he is on cue.
Yeah. Well,
Chris
they've been
Diekman.
out there a long time.
Yeah, they had a little conference.
Yeah, they were saying, you know, where are you going to eat tonight? Well, I don't know. It's up to you. Where do you think? Well, it depends on where the bus takes us.
It looks like they are not giving much time to anyone. I don't see anyone warming in the Quebec bullpen.
I don't
Do you,
either. I looked down there when that coach went out, and I didn't see anyone warming up either.
Looks like someone might be towing the rubber out there, but I'm not sure if they have anyone in
Well, there's no
catcher's
catcher.
gear. Yeah, I was going to
There's
say.
no catcher.
So now it's Riley Crane with a runner at second following the RBI double by Denton. First pitch changeup, cut on and missed.
Oh, I'd like to see Riley get a base hit and let Denton score. And it's nice to have the leaders of the league.
Yeah, keep their leads and extend them. Crane leading the league in RBIs with 6. The 0-1 misses outside. Again, talking about that great game to close out the doubleheader in which he hit 2 home runs, drove in 5, one of those being an inside the Parker. The 1-1. Line drive into center field for a base hit. We'll see if they test it.
Yeah.
And no, they will be content to have runners at the corners with 1 out. The smart baseball play there to keep Denton on a very hard hit line drive to center field and on AstroTurf at third base.
Well, he got the base hit, but he didn't get the RBI, so we'll take it anyway.
You might want to contact, if you are Riley Crane, whoever decided to make this field AstroTurf, and see if he'll buy him a steak later.
Well, I tell you what, it's much different than the old field. I'll tell you that.
Right. McNamee now batting. He was hit by a pitch his last time. One hopper to second, tosses to short, on to first. It's a double play. And Ben Hoffman and Equipe Quebec are able to get out of the third with only allowing one run to score. Bryce Denton doubled him home, him being Miles Gordon, for his 5th RBI of the season. Otters now lead 3-0. We head to the top of the 4th. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
We love our children and want them to be healthy. After all, a healthy child can make for a happy child. When you choose Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, you have great doctors and great care to help your child stay healthy. And that is something to smile about. Choose Anthem to help keep your children healthy and happy. Enroll today. Call 1-800-403-0864. To learn more, visit www.anthem.com/inmedicaid.
Top 4, 3-0 our score. Jeffrey Parra, Jonathan Lacroix, and Dane Tofflin facing Marty Anderson. First pitch misses low. Anderson into his 4th inning of work, pitching with a 3-0 lead. Facing Parra, who flied out to center his last time, and is without question a hot bat right now. 1-0 fastball, catches the inside corner.
Well, like you say, he leads the league in doubles, you said?
Entering play.
Yeah.
League leader in multiple categories, or at least near the top, as the 1-1 is grounded foul at the plate. He leads the league in total bases with 15. He is tied with Riley Crane for the league lead in runs batted in.
Really?
Yes. And homers, for that matter.
Oh, boy.
So, 1-2 is cut on and missed. A foul tip into the catcher's glove, rather, for a strikeout. And the third.
Anderson's 3rd strikeout so far here in the 4th inning. That's not bad.
No.
Especially when he He led the first batter. He had two strikes and no balls, but then kind of got a little wild. However, has settled down since and has been throwing strikes.
And I will add, especially not too bad when you silence someone who is currently, as this pitch runs in and gets a piece of Jonathan Lacroix, he'll trot down to first. You take advantage, take care of someone who arguably had some of the best 3 or 4 games in Equipe Quebec's case to start the season.
Yeah.
So Lacroix is hit by a pitch with 1 out. He's over at first base, and now it's Dane Tofflin who struck out looking his last time. Facing Marty Anderson. First pitch to Tofflin. Fouled, out of play, right side. Anderson has already rolled a double play ball back in the first.
That was by Mr. Nash going to tag the bag and then throwing to first base. Excellent play.
Throw over to first. Runner back standing.
That was just a let me know that you're still over there because he didn't have that much of a lead and he wasn't very deceptive either on this pickoff.
Just letting you know that Anderson's paying attention.
That's right.
Anderson with an 0-1. Curveball. Backdoors it into the strike zone. The Otters will face the Lake Erie Crushers tomorrow at 6:35 after the completion of this one to decide who takes the series. That'll be at 6:35 from Bosse Field. I want to remind you that you can follow the action by listening to us on the Otters digital network. Another throw over. You can also follow along at frontierleague.com or by following the Evansville Otters on Twitter and Facebook for tickets to the next Evansville Otters home game. Again, that's tomorrow at 6:35 at Bosse Field. Call 812-435-8686 or order online at evansvilleotters.com. 0-2 to the plate. Breaking pitch. Hanging in is Tofflin as he fouls it back.
You know, Anderson's curveball doesn't have that much of a twist, put it that way, but it's deceptive. Just enough it moves. It's like a cut fastball. It might, alter the pitch by 4 or 5 inches, and that's it. But yeah, it's been effective.
The big word I think that gets tossed out, and I don't know if this is what you're talking about, is tunneling, as the 0-2 fastball is fouled at the letters. Tunneling, the idea that you could be throwing a fastball, let's say you're throwing a four-seamer, that by halfway to home is in the same position as, say, your two-seam fastball or your curveball, and that the closer you can get to home plate before your pitch begins to break or bend, depending on what you've called and what you've thrown, it can be more deceptive.
Well,
I don't know if they talked about that back in the day as the 1-2 misses outside.
No, I never heard that analysis before, but it was interesting what you're saying. I know as a catcher and as a batter, I used to a batter should pick up the ball while it's still in the pitcher's hand and on the release, and you just zero in on it. And if it's a breaking pitch, you should see it before about 10 feet before home plate.
A 1-2, fastball up and away. Phillips has to hop out of the crouch to corral that one.
I remember back in the late 90s or early 90s when I was helping Jim Brownlee here at the University of Evansville with the hitting, and we'd be indoors, and I'd say, here comes a breaking pitch, and I'd be behind the screen. They say, how do you know? I said, well, I could see the red dot uh, about 10 feet away.
Fouled at the plate.
So if you're concentrating strictly, you should be able to see the breaking pitch.
Are some guys able to hide that somehow? You know, I know you're supposed to see the quote-unquote red dot with a curveball, but are some guys just not able to pick that up, or are some guys able to hide it?
Because you don't pick the ball up when it leaves his hand.
Okay.
And then, if you pick it up in the middle of the of a delivery, you don't know what it is.
There you go.
And if you lose concentration, that's another thing.
So when were you helping out Brownlee here? What years would that have
A couple of years, I don't know, 89, 90, I guess, or something like that.
Former captain, I guess, of the baseball program here, helmsman. And this is popped up high, foul territory, left side. Phillips calling off Nash. He makes the catch, 2 down. And he throws back to first to see if they could get Jonathan Lacroix, who was Cadillacing it back to the bag, but he's there safely.
I didn't hear any verbal comments from either one, but I do know I looked at Phillips and he looked at Nash, and Nash was coming in hard and slowed down, and he looked at Phillips, and then he said, okay, you can have it.
That brings up Riley Pittman.
Generally, that's the third baseman's fly ball.
First pitch to Pittman.
There's
breaking ball for a strike.
There's that breaking pitch we're talking about.
0-1 to Pittman. Curveball. Skied into right. Fighting the sun is McNamee. He has it for the final out of the fourth. Top half of the inning, that is. 3-0 our score as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Otters with the lead. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on Frontier League Live TV. Ben Hoffman facing John Schultz in the bottom of the fourth inning. Evansville leads Equipe Quebec 3-0. First pitch, a strike on Schultz. Batting with an 0-1 count is the man whose number 4 jersey that he's wearing has officially been retired by the Evansville Otters. But because he came out of retirement following the entering the 2020 season, it was retired following the 2017 season when Schultz was forced to first exit the Frontier League because of veteran rules at the time. He gets to break that jersey out of the glass case and put it on once more.
You're right. And it used to be advertised in left field with number 44, the old Evansville manager,
Outside. Yes.
Schultz. But I noticed neither of those numbers are on that board now, are on the fence.
1-2 count on Schultz is popped into shallow left field, and actually in foul territory, left of the foul line. It falls as Peltier had a good long look over at it. So we'll get back here. Those numbers can still be found, though, only because I've done a little bit of
Research?
scouting. Yeah, a little bit of scouting of my own there, Bill.
Okay,
a little
they're
bit
probably
of
down
homework.
in the down third baseline in that.
Well, they've got. I don't know if they might have these back then too, but they've got banners that you can still tell, at least behind, underneath the grandstands, underneath the roof.
Yeah.
There are a couple of banners there.
Right. Yeah.
That remember, Greg Jelks as the 1-2 runs in and lays out Schultz. He's not hit by the pitch, but diving out of the way, he has to. He's got to hit the ground on that one.
Oh yeah. You know, hitting the ground. My brother was managing Kansas City, and they had a third baseman, or they had a.
2-2 to Schultz, misses outside, full count.
I'm sorry, he was managed Vancouver in the Pacific Coast League, and they had a Latin player from Cuba. Yeah, you know, a lot of fighting, a lot of rifles, pistols, whatever, shootings. So
3-2 is popped high on the right side of the infield. The first baseman is over to his right to make the catch. 2 down now.
So Jack would be coaching third base, and here come the runner, and he'd be holding him up. He wouldn't stop. He'd just go run home, and of course he'd be thrown out. So how do you cure that? Well, because of all the fightings in Cuba, Jack bought a blank gun. So as the runner would come down, Jack would boom, boom. He'd fire the shots, and the Latin player would dive into third base because he was hiding.
Are you kidding me?
No, that was actually, yeah. That was the only way to stop him.
J.R. Davis bats. He takes the ball outside. John Schultz, the first out of the inning. J.R. Davis bats. He takes a strike on the curveball from Ben Hoffman, who's into his 4th inning of work. Firing blanks. Wow.
Yeah.
1-1 is lined out to left.
Base
it will
hit.
fall for a base hit. One hops the outfielder Peltier. J.R. Davis aboard.
Well, I guess, you know, if you lived in Cuba during the revolution, a lot of shootings, and when you heard gunfire, you just hit the ground.
Oh, if you fired a blank gun around me, I'd hit the ground if I was right in the third. I'd do the same thing. Dakota Phillips is at the plate. He drove in 2 of the Otters' 3 runs back in the 2nd inning with a 2-out single to right. First pitch to him. Rolled foul to the Otters' dugout on the first base side. Phillips mentioned he's in his 2nd season with the Otters. Played back in 2019. 0-1. Before the 0-1, throw over to first. Runner back safely. And back in 2019, Phillips hit .233 with a .302 on base percentage and .397 slugging percentage. This is lined past the second baseman into right center field. Davis will go first to third, and there will be runners at the corners with only 1 out, as Dakota Phillips is 2 for 2.
Yes, and looks good today.
Yes, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Now a multi-hit game for Phillips. It's the Otters' 6th hit here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They lead
Much
3-0.
Much different than the first game the Otters played, where they lost 3-2 and they only got 4 hits.
Yes.
And then I believe they got, maybe 10 hits in the second game. So here they've got 6 hits already. So the Otters are swinging the bats.
First pitch to Trent Nash, called strike. Trent Nash, who was drafted following the Frontier League tryout, batting with runners at the corners. 0-1, 1 out. Pitch misses low. Trent Nash, having spent time at Bethune-Cookman University and Middle Georgia State University. Spent 2 years first at Bethune-Cookman, then transferred to Middle Georgia State. As the 1-1 is fouled back. Nash had an excellent senior season at Middle Georgia State. He hit .335, or I should say slashed, .335, .450, .529 as the 1-2 is fouled off to the right and out of play, with 26 doubles and 6 home runs. And that's good for an on-base plus slugging percentage of .979. He was recognized as the second-team All-American second baseman by the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics after his 2019 senior season.
Well, I used to scout down there in Georgia, and I'll tell you what, those players in Georgia get a lot of scouting.
Do they really?
Oh, yes, because you got a lot of southern scouts, the Alabama, Florida, Georgia.
Yeah. 2-2 to Nash. He fights it off. The curveball, right fielder over to have a look, but it's well out of play.
Yeah, you take the metropolitan area, New York, Philadelphia. Most of the scouts, believe it or not, are part-time scouts. They're not full-time, they're part-time. Whereas you get down there in the southern areas, they're all full-time.
Why is that?
Well, because you've got more baseball in the metropolitan areas.
2-2, swing and a miss. Nash set down on strikes for the second out. So there are more games in the metropolitan areas, obviously.
I mean, when I was scouting up, say, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, on a Saturday, I'm liable to catch 3 or 4 baseball games. And I'm talking the morning, afternoon.
That brings Miles Gordon to the plate. He doubled his last time.
And
scored a run, and as you're about to say,
maybe a change in pitching.
Maybe. We've got a coach out of the dugout, but it looks like all of the infield is hanging back, at least for now. Seen a couple of times, though, how you can keep them back until the home plate umpire decides to head toward the pitcher's mound, and then you can make your change. Trying to milk as many warm-up pitches as you can. Looking down, it looks like some action in the bullpen might just be starting to warm up. As a right-hander is throwing in the bullpen, that is beyond the left field foul territory here at the University of Evansville's Charles H. Braun Stadium. Home plate umpire Chris Diekman out to break it up. Meeting on the mound, and we'll get back to baseball.
Well, right now, okay. I didn't see a catcher down there. He's in the different, there's 2 different mounds down there.
First pitch to Gordon, a fastball. Top of the zone, gets a strike. Runners at first and third, 2 out. 0-1, misses outside. Otters have already driven in 2 today with 2 out. Looking for some more clutch 2-out hitting here. The 1-1. That misses low. Gordon, a native of Oakville, Ontario. Wonder if there are any regional rivalries there between Ontario and a Quebec team. 2-1 is hit out toward right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. A run comes home to score. And moving from first to third is Dakota Phillips, as Miles Gordon singles home the 4th run of the afternoon for the Otters with 2 out.
The shortstop, number 2, Andy DeJesus.
Davis scores from third. Phillips advances to third. I'm sorry, Bill.
I'm going to say this might be his last. I'm looking at the coach down there. He's looking down the bullpen to find out if that guy's warmed up enough to come in.
He's getting antsy.
Yeah.
DeJesus is 0 for 2, and he lines us right back up to center field and drives in another 2-out RBI. It's Dakota Phillips from third, and on the first pitch he sees, DeJesus helps extend the Otters' lead 5-0 here in the bottom of the 4th.
I'm going to say that's it.
And that will do it. As soon as manager Patrick Scalabrini crosses the foul line, Ben Hoffman's afternoon is done.
He waited 2 batters too long. When he first went out there, he should have yanked him.
We'll have runners at first and second when we return, following the Andy DeJesus 2-out RBI single and the Miles Gordon 2-out RBI single. Back-to-back base hits with 2 out have the Otters now up 5-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Don't go anywhere. Otters still have action brewing on the Otters Digital Network. Lachlan Fontaine out of the bullpen for Equipe Quebec. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Bryce Denton will step to the plate with 2 home already in the inning. Runners at first and second. 5-0, the Otters lead, looking for more, as Fontaine relieves Ben Hoffman on the mound. First pitch to Denton. Big swing, big miss. 0-1.
Pretty good slider.
Fontaine enters his 5th season with a Quebec team, so to speak. It's his 5th season in what is a Can-Am, formerly league, now conference team, as the 0-1 is popped up high on the right side of the infield. And on 2 pitches, Lachlan Fontaine is able to get the best of Bryce Denton. But the Otters score 2 in the inning on 2 2-out RBI base knocks from Miles Gordon and Andy DeJesus. They now lead 5-0 as we head to the top of the 5th inning on the Otters Digital Network.
Before you danced the first dance. Before you walked down the aisle. Before the tables were set with care. Before you penned a single invitation. Before the day that went beyond your wildest expectations. There was the little green box from Brinker's Jewelers for befores and happily ever afters.
Top of the 5th inning. Marty Anderson working with a 5-0 lead. To the 5th inning of his start. First pitch curveball to Gift Ngope is a called strike. Ngope popped out into foul territory as he grounds this back up toward the middle. A little jump throw from DeJesus on the run as he fields that one around the second base bag on to Riley Crane is good for a 2-pitch out to begin the top of the 5th inning.
I think Gift should feel happy because he's hitting the ball.
He's putting it in play.
He's putting him in play.
Yes.
The last game, last 2 games, he was kind of swinging at flies and missing them.
He could not say that on Saturday. Yeah. Swinging at flies. I like that. First pitch breaking ball from Anderson misses outside. 1-0. Curtis walked his last time. He's facing Elliot Curtis, the third baseman. He reached second base but was stranded, as Anderson has stranded 4 base runners, 1 in each inning to this point. The 1-0 missed outside, 2-0 now.
Marty has been throwing, I'm going to say 7 out of every 10 pitches have been breaking pitches. So Phillips is calling. There's a fastball.
It misses outside, 3-0.
But Phillips didn't call on the pitch that's been getting the runners out, the batters out.
3-0 coming. That's in there. Fastball pumped into the strike zone. 3-1.
You remember when he had a 3-2 count back when? With
Way
the
back when, yeah.
situation, yeah. And I said, here comes the fastball, and yet it was a breaking pitch. And
3-1 fastball misses outside. A leadoff walk. Sorry, a one-out walk to Elliott Curtis.
And that tells you when you need a strike, what do you throw? You throw your best
pitch. And he thinks right now his best pitch is the breaking ball.
Right. He seems to have more control over the fastball, over the breaking pitch, the curve.
Peltier batting. He's 1 for 2. He flied out to center back in the third. First pitch, fastball, hit well out to left center field, but Gordon ranges into the gap and makes the catch for the second out. So quick at bats are going Anderson's way. He had a 2-pitch AB to start the top of the 5th inning. That went for a ground ball to DeJesus, and then a 1-pitch out here to Peltier is flied out to center. 2 down, Otters with a 5-0 lead as he now faces David Glode. Glode from the Trois Rivières Aigle. As this is popped high on the infield. Shortstop, DeJesus, behind the second base bag, makes the catch for the final out. And wouldn't you know it, another inning comes, another inning goes, and Marty Anderson strands another base runner. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Otters lead 5-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. Bottom of the 5th inning, Otters with a 5-0 lead in the rubber match of a 3-game set with Equipe, Quebec. Riley Crane batting. He's 1 for 2. Riley Crane, the Frontier League Player of the Week, announced today. First pitch strike called in on him. That Player of the Week honor bestowed for his play over the Otters' first 3 games of the regular season here in 2021. 0-1. That misses high.
No fielder's ever going to get the player of the game or week or month, but Riley here's out an outstanding defensive first baseman. And so not only can he hit,
both sides of the plate
yeah,
of the ball. Flight out to left. Left fielder, Peltier. He's under it. And Crane is the first out of the bottom of the fifth, following the fly ball to left. It brings up Elijah McNamee, who's 0 for 1, but was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the second inning. He was driven in by Dakota Phillips. And he bats here with 1 out in the bottom of the fifth. McNamee, while with Mississippi State, hit .287 with 113 runs scored, 37 doubles, 17 home runs, 116 runs batted in, 60 walks in 170 games played. So not too bad, 116 ribbies through 170 games.
I know that's what impressed me. That's what.
0-1 breaking ball sails over the head of the batter, McNamee. 1-0.
I've always been impressed by the RBIs. A lot of people can get base hits, but driving in runs is the most important.
It's when it counts.
Yes, that's when it counts.
McNamee, the Chesapeake, Virginia native, 24 years old. 1-1. Ground ball to third. Played back by the third baseman, Curtis. Had to take a moment for the hop. He throws on to first and gets McNamee by half a step. 2 gone. For John Schultz to bat now. And Schultz, through his first 2 games that he got to play, he's 0 for 2 today. Wouldn't you know it? Picking up a couple of hits in each game. Hoping to reach base here, but he has already had a productive at bat in this one. And a consequential one at that, as the first pitch fastball misses in. Though in the scorecard, it looks like he simply grounded out to third back in the second inning. That ground ball with 2 strikes allowed runners to advance to second and third to have 2 men in scoring position as the 1-0 is a called strike. Schultz doesn't seem to like it. For Dakota Phillips to bat them in with 2 out.
Yes, it was. Like you say, it was a sacrifice fly. I mean, a sacrifice bunt, but not recorded as
right.
seen.
Yeah, de facto. Ground ball back up toward the middle. Gifton Gope has it behind the bag. He throws high to first, but a good stretch from Pittman allows him to keep a foot on the bag for the final out of the 5th inning. Otters are set down 1-2-3 for the first time since the first inning. They lead 5-0. We head to the top of the 6th on the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live.
New pitcher.
Tim Holdgrafer set to make his Otters debut here in the top of the 6th inning. Relieving Marty Anderson, who went 5, giving up just 3 hits, walking 2, striking out 3, but most importantly, not allowing a run and leaving the ball game with his Otters having a 5-0 lead as Tim Holdgrafer comes out of the bullpen now to face Jack Barry. First pitch to Barry is a fastball. It misses outside for ball 1. Holdgrafer, out of Cal Poly at Pomona, is 24 years old, 6'1", and 180 pounds. The 1-0. Fastball misses in, now 2-0. Holdgrafer, a San Diego, California native. Last pitched in the amateur Northwoods League. 2-0 in there for a strike. The Summer Ball League. He pitched for the Duluth Huskies in Duluth, Minnesota.
That's cold there.
Chilly.
Chilly. Oh, my God. I caught a final game in 1953 in snow at Duluth.
Is that right?
Yes.
The 2-1 misses low and outside. You weren't playing for Duluth then?
No, I was playing in Eau Claire. We ended the season in Duluth, and it snowed. And I tell you, I was wearing gloves, not only the catcher's glove, but hand gloves.
3-1. Fastball misses just outside, and Holdgrafer issues a free pass to begin the top of the 6th.
I froze that game.
I believe it.
I don't remember if we won or lost, but I do remember freezing.
You don't remember if you won or lost. You remember thinking, when can this game end?
You're darn right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Exactly. Jeffrey Parra bats now. He is 0 for 2 against Anderson today. Batting now against Tim Holdgrafer. First pitch to him, misses in. Holdgrafer for Duluth had 7 relief appearances. Had an earned run average of .552. Pitched 14 2/3 innings. Allowed 17 hits, struck out 12, and walked just 4. 1-0 fastball, up and away.
Well, Holdgrafer, when he was warming up down in the bullpen for the Otters, he was warming up in a very unusual way, and that is he'd take a running start.
Ground ball speared by the third baseman Nash. A one-hopper to second on the first. Double play.
And
Davis is taken out at second.
Right.
He's still on the ground, and he is pulled up by the base runner, Barry. And as soon as he gets to his feet, it's almost like the lift actually did him more harm than good. He winces in pain. A great double play turned by Nash and Davis and Crane. Was that a pick over there at first, by the way, or was it right on the money?
It was on the money.
Right on the money.
It was on the money.
So a great throw from Davis while he was getting taken out at the bag. Trainer Sarah Zirk and skipper Andy McCauley are out to have a look at him.
And you got to remember who the runner was that took
Davis out.
Davis out. A 250-pound Barry.
Yeah, big man.
250 pounds.
Yeah, that's not a blueberry. That's a boom berry. Yeah.
But, give credit to Nash there at third base. I mean, he went too far to his left and fell down. He made a tremendous stop, fell down, and from his knees threw that ball to second base. So outstanding second base and third base on that particular play.
This great Otters defense, we talked about it in the spring.
We did.
Nash gets the start at third today. Pujols has seen the first 3 starts over there. He's a great defender. Things you can count on, rarely going through ups and downs, as the first pitch is a strike to Jonathan Lacroix.
Yeah, Andy's going to have to make a decision who's going to play third base. who's going to be the better hitter? If both are good defense, who's the better hitter?
Both guys making it tough.
Yep.
Jonathan Lacroix takes a strike. Fouls off the 0-1. Now 0-2.
You know, but right before that play, we were talking about our pitcher here, Holgraffer.
Yes.
Where, as they said, he takes a running start when he was warming up on all of his fastballs.
Right.
However,
0-2 is flied out to shallow left. Both shortstop going out for it. Denton coming in, makes the catch, but go ahead and finish that up.
however, when he started to work on his breaking pitch, then he would throw off the mound. So when he was a little inconsistent with the first batter and throwing the walk, I would contribute that to, well, unusual warm-ups, put it that way.
We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Otters lead 5-0 here from the University of Evansville. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
CenterPoint Energy's newest generation of safe, efficient energy includes capturing and harnessing the natural power of pure sunshine. We are increasing solar in our balanced and reliable energy mix as we power our region with more clean, renewable energy. We're bringing a little piece of the sun to every home and business while reducing carbon emissions and helping create a cleaner environment. It's just a little something for your smart energy future.
J.R. Davis.
Bottom of the 6th inning. Otters lead 5-0 over Equipe, Quebec. J.R. Davis, Dakota Phillips, Trent Nash to bat against Eric Hagedorn, relieving Lachlan Fontaine. The first pitch to Davis, outside, ball 1. For Hagedorn, he appears in his second game. He gave up a run his last time on 2 hits. And I believe that might have been in game 2. Comebacker off the mound is Hagedorn, a tall guy, and he bounds off the mound, fields it, and throws on to first, and a good stretch from Pittman gets Davis. 1 down.
The catcher, number
I want to remind you
Dakota Phillips.
that if you have a group of friends or coworkers hoping to get on down to historic Bosse Field to enjoy an Otters home game, contact the Otters front office to reserve a party deck on the Corona Extra patio deck. The Corona Extra patio deck is one of the best places to watch the game with an all-you-can-eat menu and unlimited bottled water and soft drinks. Call 812-435-8686 for more information on how you can book your next celebration. Dakota Phillips batting. He takes a ball outside. And I think you're going to want to do that with the slate of games coming up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday against the Lake Erie Crushers. 6:35 starts Tuesday. That taco night that's so popular with available margaritas, I think, was announced here. And also Thursday being Thirsty Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. But getting back to that patio deck,
Yeah.
that's a great place to catch a home run ball. And believe it or not, you can keep the
Ah.
ball.
Is that right?
Oh, yes.
The 2-0 misses out.
Yeah.
Out in right center field, the lefties are
Oh. I mean,
teeing off.
I've watched more home runs hit over into patio deck, and I tell you what, then the guy gets the ball and he shows everybody, hey,
Yeah.
I got it,
Can be a hero. The 3-0 is lifted out to left, converging the left fielder and shortstop and third baseman, but it's Peltier, the left fielder, to call everybody off and make the catch for the second out. Yeah, plus, I mean, the all-you-can-eat menu and unlimited water and soft drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Bring me some hot dogs. You know?
I know. My church group always went. In fact, they'll be going again this year. And I always enjoyed the hamburgers. I tell you what, I'd sit there and just have hamburgers.
I could whiff those down.
Oh, yeah. And just and the chicken wings. They used to have chicken wings.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
we'll have to see if those are back. Trent Nash fouls one back against the backstop here.
I used to grab a couple and bring them up into the press box.
Oh, you might have to work some of that magic this year.
Well, I used to share them with my coworkers.
Oh,
I'll tell you that.
Too kind. The generous Bill McCune.
Well, go to church and be kind.
Yes. You'll come out right.
Yeah.
The 0-1 is lined past the third baseman into left field. A base hit for Trent Nash. He's 1 for 3.
Yeah. There's some old saying, it's better to give than to receive.
Uh-huh. How true it is. That brings up Miles Gordon, who's 2 for 3. Following the 2-out base hit from Trent Nash. Facing Eric Hagedorn. It was Hagedorn on Saturday night who allowed a run to score back in the 4th inning, who came in to score on a Bryce Denton. Ground ball back to the pitcher with 2 out. First pitch to DeJesus misses, 1-0.
Well, the Otters got 9 hits so far, and we're in the 6th inning.
Following a 1-2-3 first as well, by the way, just to add. Fly ball off the end of the bat-ish. Out to center field. Lacroix, he's under it. He makes the catch. And the Otters are sent away scoreless in the 6th. Outside of a 2-out single from Trent Nash. They lead 5-0. We head to the top of the 7th on the Otters Digital Network. Out for his second inning on the mound is Eric Holdgrafer. Sorry, Tim Holdgrafer.
Tim.
He gets a strike on the batter, Dane Topland, who will be followed by Riley Pittman and Gift Ngope. Tim Holdgraffer on the mound. Pitched a 1-2-3 sixth. Had a walk erased on a Jeffrey Parra double play 5-4-3 with some fancy defensive work as the 0-1 is a called strike by Trent Nash and J.R. Davis. The 0-2 misses outside for a ball 1-2.
Well, we've seen 2 games at Bosse Field, and we had quite a few double plays. And here today, we've got an outstanding double play. So the Otters are executing those double plays well.
The 1-2 is fouled back. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 coming. Pitch misses in. Even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looking to see just how many ground balls the Otters have rolled this season. Otters pitchers inducing the double play ball. The 2-2 coming. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Toplin set down on strikes to begin the 7th. Right before we get to that double play note, want to remind you that for landscape design that is truly unique, look to locally owned Wild Horticulture. Whether you need a team to design and construct a large-scale landscape project for your business, or you're looking to create an epic backyard retreat complete with plants, water, and light installation, the experienced team at Wild can take your ideas to the next level. Have a project in mind? Find them on Instagram at widespaces.com. That is at wildspaces.com. First pitch strike to Riley Pittman from Tim Holdgraffer. The 0-1 wind. The pitch misses in 1-1. What's a nice business here at the Frontier League is if you want to keep up with all kinds of stats, you can head over to pointstreak.com, find the Frontier League page as the 1-1 misses in, and they've got just about everything up there you could think of. I mean, even some of the advanced sabermetric stats that they throw up there, all kinds of stuff. The 2-1 is grounded back to the mound. Holdgraffer raises his left hand, makes the catch, throws to first, 2 gone.
That's another case of the Otter pitchers fielding their position, which we have seen so far in the exhibition games and in the regular season, which again means that not only do you have 4 infielders, second, third, short, and first, you also have the 5th infielder, and that's the pitcher.
Right.
Here comes our favorite ball player.
Gift Ngope. He bats. He's 0 for 2. Grounds this foul at the plate. The ball head towards the Equipe Quebec's dugout.
Now, we were talking before the game about this young man striking out 6 times at 12 at-bats, and I thought he led the league. However,
as the 0-1 is also grounded foul, this time to the right of home.
Ryan Brown's research showed that Juliet had 2 batters striking out 8 times and 1 batter striking out 7.
Isn't that wild?
And that's the team that's coming in tomorrow.
Lake Erie.
Pardon?
Lake Erie.
Oh, Lake Erie's coming in tomorrow.
Lake Erie.
Okay.
0-2 misses outside. Holdgraffer went with a breaking ball, couldn't get Ngope to bite. One-two. Grounded foul of third.
Anyway, to have 3 batters in your starting lineup strike out 8, 8, and 7,
with 4 games at most played. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no,
just
no,
wild.
no. I'm just looking right now. Well, let me put it this way.
1-2, swing and a miss. Gift and Gope set down on strikes for the final out at the top of the 7th.
So now Gift's got 7.
He's got 7.
All right. But in the meantime, let me finish this.
Yeah.
Joliet is in last place with 1 win and 3 losses. No wonder 8, and 7 strikeouts for 3 players.
And now, by the way, we'll add finally that double play note. Otters have turned 4 so far through their first 4 games.
Good.
Stretch time here at Charles H. Braun Stadium at the University of Evansville. Otters lead 5-0. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. Bottom of the 7th inning, Otters with a 5-0 lead in the rubber match of a 3-game set between Equipe, Quebec and the Evansville Otters. 5-0 lead here as relieving Eric Hagedorn is John Witkowski. John Witkowski on the mound for Equipe, Quebec in his second appearance. In his first, he went an inning and 2/3, allowed 1 hit, walked a batter, but struck out 4, and relieves Eric Hagedorn after an inning. Hagedorn pitched a scoreless 6th inning and allowed only 1 base hit, and he faces Andy DeJesus, Bryce Denton, and Riley Crane, 2, 3, 4. And Bill, you know, this is getting ridiculous. You're going to have to start keeping these fans out of here. What is going on? You're getting mobbed in the press box.
Well,
First
it's
pitch to
just some
Jesus
of our
strike.
loyal listeners that appreciate the Otter broadcast system. That's it. And now that you're my play-by-play announcer, they'll all be coming in wondering, where is Ryan?
Fly ball out toward right. Right fielder heading back toward the track. At the edge of the track, Tofflin makes the grab. 1 out.
Yeah, they'll all want to know, where is Ryan Brown,
Oh,
the
sure.
voice of the
Yeah.
Otters?
Uh-huh. Of course. I don't buy it for 1 bit.
They recognize me because I've been here so long, you know.
Of course.
However, I want to make it clear, I did not vote for Ben Bossy.
You did not.
I voted
You
for
want to
the-
make that clear. You want that on the record. Bill McCune did not vote for Ben Bossy
Right.
back in 1915.
That's
You're on the record.
exactly right. Thank you, sir.
You're on the record. Bryce Denton takes a strike. Otherwise, people might think there's a conflict of interest with the building of Bossy Field.
Well, yes. Anyway, the young lady, the very attractive young woman that came up here to say hello was Dakota Phillips's mother.
Is that right?
Yes, and the father is still back in Texas, and but anyway, his mother made it.
1-1 pitch to Denton is cut on and missed. That's a long way. That's a pretty good trip.
Oh yeah, And they were here a couple of years, 2 years ago when we still had baseball at 219.
Right.
So they were here.
Well, Phillips is 2 for 3 today, so I don't know if he's getting some home cooking over these last few days, as they will say that Denton did offer it a 1-2 pitch on an appeal down to first base umpire Preston Childers. But, sometimes I think you just need mom around to make sure you got a good ball game out on the field, right?
Well, generally, mom comes to visit, and mom and dad, they come to visit, and they take their favorite ball player out to dinner. So there's a difference, then they eat the lobster and steak.
Yeah.
Other than that, they eat the baseball, steak, the hot dog.
Yeah.
But,
Riley Crane at the dish. He takes the ball.
But you were mentioning Phillips getting 2 for 2 or 2 hits. More importantly, he got 2 RBIs that set the stage for the Otters.
Ground ball to the right side. First baseman up with it. He'll take it to the bag himself. 1, 2, 3, go. The Otters. Quickly, we head to the top of the 8th inning. Otters with a 5-0 lead, thanks in part to a 2-run single all the way back in the 2nd inning by Dakota Phillips and the Bill McCune fan base.
Right.
We head to the top of the 8th inning. 5-0 our score on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 8th inning. Otters up 5-0 on Equipe, Quebec. And Tim Holdgraffer is on for his 3rd inning of work out of the bullpen. Gets a swing and a miss on the fastball from Elliott Curtis. 9-1-2 to start Quebec's half of the 8th.
If I make a public announcement here, Ryan, and say to our fans,
as this is hit out towards shallow left field, coming in but unable to make a catch, is Bryce Denton. Had to play it on a hop. Leadoff base hit for Elliott Curtis. Sorry, Bill.
No, I was going to say to our fans that live out in town, the parents of the ball players, the Otter players, who come to visit their son, watch them play at Bossy Field in Otterville, they're always welcome to come up and say hello.
Yes.
So I invite everyone, parents out there of the Otter players and the fans, you're always welcome to come up to the press box and say hello.
Right. And they're especially welcome to bring cookies.
Well, if they want to do
if
that,
they want
yes.
to.
Yeah.
Only if they want to. Absolutely. LP Peltier, pitch misses inside, 1-0. Oh, it's too good. LP Peltier, he's 1 for 3. Runner off of first. Nobody out. The 1-0 in there for a strike.
Bossy Field is the 3rd oldest baseball stadium, professional baseball stadium in the United States.
After
the Fenway and Wrigley Field.
Pretty impressive. The 1-1 misses in, 2-1.
Well, when you think of it, it's 100 years, 105 years old. I believe it is 105. That's a long time to have a beautiful baseball stadium within your community, Evansville, Indiana.
Yeah, you talk about it goes beyond landmark. It becomes, as the 2-1 misses inside, a benchmark.
Well, a lot of people traveling during the vacation in the summer, they just come out to Bossy Field to see it because it was advertised on League of Its Own with Tom Hanks.
Yes. Reminding everyone there's no crying in baseball.
Yeah.
3-1. That's a called strike as LP Peltier had thrown the bat away and started to trot down to first.
And you will hear me say it so many times. Don't call the pitch. Let the umpire do it.
Full count now on Peltier. Curtis off of first. Pitch coming home. Grounded foul at the plate.
Yeah, Bossy Field is located on Don Mattingly Way.
Mattingly, a
Don-
native of Evansville.
Yes, Memorial Drive, which is right down the street from here. 1978 or 79, I'm not sure which.
The 3-2 pitch coming home is popped high. Phillips behind home is under it. He makes the catch for the first out. Well, speaking of famous Evansville products, so to speak, with a reminder out there in right center field, a retired number 30, we've got to ask about Andy Bennis.
Yeah, Andy Bennis pitched for Central High School, and Paul Grease was his coach. Good, one of the best high school coaches you ever want to run into. And he recommended Andy to Jim Brownlee, the Evansville University baseball coach at the time. And anyway, I bought a home here in Evansville, and I didn't know who Andy Bennis was. And I bought myself a home, and I said
1-0 foul at the plate.
to my
1-1.
brother-in-law, Joe
David
Unfrey,
Glow.
who, by the way, is a graduate and in the Indiana University of Indiana Hall of Fame, Athletic Hall of Fame.
Uh-huh.
And I said to Joe Unfrey, my brother-in-law, I said, Joe, is there anyone here in Evansville that would be a Major League or AAA draft because I just bought a house? He said, oh, yes. Check out this Andy Bennis, which I did, and the Padres drafted him number 1 in the country. And
The 1-1 lined out to left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Around second, headed to third, and around first, headed to second, are both runners. So it goes for a double as that ball just kind of kept rolling out toward the corner and left.
it was a bloop to left field down the line. Nobody could have got it. But, yeah, Andy went on to pitch his first year at Wichita, and that first year we moved him up to Las Vegas. And I was in Las Vegas checking out the players. One of the things I had to do is with the Padres was I'd always go down to our AA Wichita and AAA Vegas, and I'd make my recommendations who would be promoted. And Andy pitched well, and I called the general manager, or happened to be my brother, Jack. I said, yeah, right now there's only 2 players on this Las Vegas team that you could bring up to the major leagues right now, and that's Andy Bennis and Joey Cora. And before you know it, Andy was in the majors.
Huh.
And he stayed there for, I think, 18 years.
So you essentially discovered Bennis here in Evansville.
Well, I didn't discover him. Joe Unfrey told me about him.
Well,
But, yes, it was my recommendation that we draft him and sign him. In fact, there's another little story about that.
first pitch, by the way, to Jack Berry is cut on and missed following a mound visit. Sorry.
There was a pitcher down there, down Southern School, I can't recall right now. And Jack kept saying, go see him. And I'd say, yeah, Jack, but Bennis is one. And finally, we got to the draft, and he said, "Okay, make your selection."
0-1 pitch, runners at second and third, waved at and missed. 0-2.
I said, "Okay, Bettis has got to be number one." He said, "Oh, wait a minute. Let's go over the two pitchers." I said, "Well, this kid here, the other one we're talking about," I said, "he got the same type fastball, 88 to 90 mile an hour, but what a curve. Oh, he's got a Sandy Koufax curve. My God, oh, he's got a great curve." He said, "How about Bettis?" I said, "Well, Bettis has got an 88, 90 mile fastball, something like, watch this pitch.
0-2. That misses outside.
Something like Roger Clemens. I said if he throws it a little, chest high, has a rise, and therefore he gets a strikeout. Well, what about his breaking pitch? I said he didn't have one. Oh my goodness, what he gets. I can't say it on the radio what he said to me. Something like I'm crazy.
Sure.
And he said, "Well, how could?" I said, "Jack, you didn't ask me the most important question."
1-2. Cut on and missed for strike 3. Holdgrafer strikes out Barry for the second out of the inning.
And I said, he said, "What's the most important question?" I said, "Which one's the athlete?" I said, "Do you know that Andy Bennis pitched for Central High School, and he pitched for the University of Evansville? Andy Bennis played basketball for Central High School, and he played basketball for University of Evansville." And I said, "Andy Bennis played football for Central High School, and he played football for the University of Evansville." I said, "The other pitcher, all he did is pitch in high school, and that was it." I said, "We have a gem that don't know how to pitch, and that's why we'll teach him how, and he'll be a great major leaguer." So, you want to give me that gold star now?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
I'll
coming
take it.
your way.
All right.
It's a don't call us, we'll call you with that gold star.
Just in case for fans out there, edification is
0-1 to Jeffrey Parra is lined into center field. A base hit that will score Equipe Quebec's first runs of the afternoon and now evening. The score is now 5-2 as Parra drives in a couple with 2 out.
And wasn't he the number one RBI leader in the?
Yes, he was.
So now he just
picks
drove
up
in
7
2.
and 8, I believe.
Yeah. Now I'm not sure, but I'm going to say June the 24th, Andy Bettis will be the guest speaker here in Evansville at the Indiana High School Coaches Baseball Association All-Star Dinner. And it's June the 24th out in the east side. And at least they're talking about him, and that's
Would be nice to see him. Max Peterson out of the Otters dugout to make a change here. Tim Holdgrafer will be relieved by a left-hander who we'll tell you about when we return. It's a ball game again. It's the top of the 8th inning, 5-2. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network on YouTube Live. First pitch from Abraham Almonte. Now facing Jonathan Lacroix. Misses outside, 1-0. Runner at first base, 2 out. 5-2 our score here in the top of the 8th inning. 1-0 fastball misses outside and gets past the catcher, Dakota Phillips. As advancing to second base is Jeffrey Parra.
Yeah, we got to get this batter out.
Now run in scoring position with 2 out. Scored a passed ball as it was hit off the mitt of catcher Dakota Phillips. Parr at second, 2 out, 5-2 ball game. Otters still with the lead. 2-0 from Almonte, misses outside. 3-0 now. Almonte making his second appearance for the Otters this season. He comes set at the belt. 3-0. Outside for ball 4. Almonte walks Lacroix. Runners now at first and second with 2 out.
And,
go ahead, Bill.
And this is the tying run coming to the plate. Runners on first and second. 2 runs have scored. Up comes
Dane Toughlin.
The tying run.
Almonte, second appearance yesterday, worked an inning, struck out a couple of batters, did not allow a walk or a hit. He's just allowed his first base runner of the 2021 season. We'll see if he can get out of this little jam. 1-2 pitch, misses high. Ball 1. Almonte also in his second season with the Evansville Otters. Returning following the 2019 season.
Well, we got a strike in there. So it's 1-1.
The left-handed throwing Almonte facing the right-handed hitting Dane Toughlin. 1-1. Throw behind the runner at first base and a close play over at first.
Heads up on Mr. Dakota Phillips, keeping that runner close, and that was a good throw. Anyway, we got 2 strikes on this batter. He's already struck out twice already today.
Good pickup there.
Let's hope he makes it a sombrero.
1-2. Misses in. 2-2 now.
That was his slider that he just threw, and that's a perfect pitch if it was a left-hander to throw down by his knees, because left-handers have a habit of chasing that ball. But right-handers, you don't see them do that.
Runners at first and second. 2 out. 5-2 ball game. Tying run at the plate. The 2-2. Misses upstairs. The breaking ball, maybe.
Looked like a change or something.
Oh, yeah?
It didn't have no...
Floated in there.
Yeah, there was no velocity, and it just was high. Unless it slipped out of his hand, that could have been.
Almonte, formerly in the Diamondbacks organization between 2017 and 2018. Full count offering. Grounded foul of third. They'll do it again. Almonte back in 2019. Pitched in 14 games for the Otters. Logging 12 1/3 innings. He gave up 6 runs in those 12 1/3 innings on 4 hits, 10 walks, and 13 punch-outs.
Did you say 10 walks?
Another full count offering. Pitch misses in. Ball 4.
That's his
and
second.
now the bases are loaded as Riley Pittman steps to the plate.
Has his second walk.
First baseman, number 33, Riley Pittman.
Pittman 1 for 3. He singled back in the second.
And this is the son of the young lady that just came up and introduced herself. And
Yes, very kind actually to say hello.
yes, and she said, I'm the mother of the first baseman for the Quebec team.
Also from Texas,
Yep.
Fort Worth.
Yes.
Is that right?
Right. That's what she said, proudly.
First pitch.
Ooh.
Misses well outside.
Dakota, go out and talk to him. He is wild.
It's almost as if Phillips is listening to you. That was unbelievable. Dakota Phillips had turned around to go back behind the plate, and Bill, just after you said that, he turned right back around and went to the mound to talk with his pitcher, Almonte. Calm him down a little bit.
Yeah.
In a bases-loaded situation here, in a tight ball game, 2 runs have already come in to score. Driven in by Jeffrey Parra, who's over at third. Jonathan Lacroix, who walked, is at second, and Dane Tofflin, who also reached base via the base on balls, is at first. Bases loaded. 3-run game in the top of the 8th. The 1-0 is hit out toward left field. Denton has a read ranging toward the line. He makes the catch. And Equipe Quebec, along with Abraham Almonte, leaves them loaded. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. You can exhale a little bit. 5-2 our scores. Evansville leads Equipe Quebec on the Otters Digital Network. Elijah McNamee, John Schultz, J.R. Davis due up here, 5, 6, and 7 in the bottom of the 8th. Otters with a 5-2 lead in the rubber match of a home opening 3-game series against Equipe Quebec. And now it's Frank Moscatiello on the mound for Equipe Quebec in relief of John Witkowski, the 5th man to appear on the mound for Equipe Quebec, and McNamee takes a fastball inside for ball 1 here in the bottom of the 8th. McNamee, the graduate of Mississippi State, as the 1-0 is cut on and missed. 1-1. Mississippi State has had quite a few big leaguers
Oh, yeah.
appear, not just all time, but in this season alone.
Oh, is that right?
There have been 9 who've played in the big leagues this season.
Well,
9
that one
former
year-
Bulldogs.
That one year that I went down, Will Clark played first base,
Oh, yeah?
and the outfielder, right fielder, both of them made the majors.
1-2 to McNamee is fouled off to the right, out
Yeah.
of play.
Will Clark ended up, I think, with the Giants, and the right fielder ended his career with Baltimore.
Aha! Possibly the most famous you would know of who've appeared this season. Mitch Moreland, Brandon Woodruff, to name a couple. Nate
Well-
Lowe with the Rays and Adam Frazier with the Pirates. Have all played in a handful of games. And Hunter Renfroe. I'm sorry, Bill. Two is fouled at the plate.
Yeah, I remember I flew in to Mississippi State, and we were in Florida. Dick Hager and I both, we flew in. I rented the car and saw the game, flew back to Florida.
Caught a look at Will Clark, right?
Yeah. Well,
2-2 is cut on
actually,
and
you're
missed.
right. That's who we went to see. And then all of a sudden, hey, wait a minute, who's that right fielder?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and say, oh my God, he's a major leaguer as well.
And he was the one who impressed, really.
Yeah.
Did you end up doing anything with him?
I'm sorry.
Did you end up doing anything with him?
What do you mean?
Picking him up in the draft, the right fielder?
Well, they were drafted before we got a chance to
Okay,
draft.
gotcha,
yeah.
both of them.
Yeah, they went ahead of us. We were last in drafting because we had we won the National League.
Sure.
So-
Elijah McNamee after
so
striking
we
out.
had the
now
last
John
draft. You know,
Schultz.
That was loud enough.
the two teams in the World Series are the last two to draft.
Sure.
Choose the best. Never regret.
So they were long gone by the time your pick came on the board.
Right. By the time we got their pick, they were both gone. Yes.
Schultz batting with 0-1 count. Swing and a miss.
And that's when I drafted your boy, Joey
Joey.
Cora. Joey Cora. A Vanderbilt young man, shortstop, out of Puerto Rico.
I think still coaching with the Pittsburgh Pirates, third base coach.
I don't think so.
No?
I don't.
0-2, fouled off to
I
the
know
left.
he was coaching. I don't know if
Okay,
he's
maybe
still
not
coaching.
anymore.
Alex's brother is managing the Red Sox.
Yes.
Yeah. Jose, the father, I signed him as a scout for us down there in Puerto Rico. He was a TV radio announcer, by the way. Joey Cora's father.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
This
Base
is
hit.
grounded to the right side and through the hole. Base hit for John Schultz.
And Schultz continues his hitting.
Yes. J.R. Davis will now bat. He is 1 for 3. Schultz now 1 for 4.
Schultz won't get his 2 hits today because hopefully this is the Otters' last at bats in this game.
Yeah, agreed. Throw over. Schultz back safely. Now, do you think Schultz is thinking about stealing second here? Because my point being, my guess would be no, and I wonder what he thinks about now having to dive back twice in a row over to first.
I'm going to say John is not as fast as he used to be.
It would be great to get his thoughts. I'm sure, like, why are they throwing over right now? First pitch to J.R. Davis misses in. It's like I said, are you just trying to get me to get those turf burns?
Well, you know, if a pitcher is concentrating on the runner at first, he's not concentrating on the batter.
Ah, well said.
So it's the intimidating move.
The 1-0. That's there for a strike, 1-1. Maybe they're trying to sniff out a little hit and run perhaps, but other than that, again, Davis singled back in the fourth. The 1-1 coming. Breaking ball. That's a strike.
See his mind, to see how the pitcher's mind was over there at first base.
Right, another
Because
throw over.
John had just gotten a little off the base and he tried to pick quick.
They're very concerned about John Schultz at first.
Yeah.
The 1-2 fastball upstairs, right around the eyes, 2-2. Davis joining the club during spring training. Now on the regular season roster. Ground ball, a couple of steps back by the third baseman, throws to second for one, but the throw in the dirt is picked, but not in time by Pittman. So it goes as a fielder's choice, 5-4, Curtis to Glode.
And here comes Dakota Phillips, who's got 2 hits tonight with 2 runs, but also has his mother in the stands. So that's another plus.
That's a nice touch.
Yeah. You know, I can recall myself when your parents came to see you play, you always tried so hard to do good.
Uh-huh. Well, he's got to be happy with his performance at this point. He's got an opportunity to add on it. Dakota Phillips takes a ball. As you mentioned, he's 2 for 3. The Phillips family, I believe, still resides in Nacogdoches, Texas.
That's it. That's where his mother proudly said. The father's home listening to the game.
Oh, okay. Well, back in Nacogdoches, Phillips had mentioned that a famous NFL quarterback these days is also from Nacogdoches. The runner going, the throw down to second is not in time to get J.R. Davis, who's into second with a stolen base. Now there is a runner in scoring position with 2 out. Want to make sure we mention that for Davis. That is his first stolen base, the second of the season so far for the Otters. But Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl winning quarterback, also from Nacogdoches, Texas.
Oh, really?
Who played baseball for a number of years. And, of course, his father, the former big leaguer. And Dakota Phillips got to play against Pat Mahomes in baseball since he was a kid.
Wow.
How about that?
Yes.
Phillips now the runner in scoring position. The 2-0 is fouled straight back.
Well, you know, talking about shorts quarterbacks, I don't know, was 1969 or 70? I don't know the year now, but I was working for the Kansas City Royals, Eastern Scouting Director, and I drafted the quarterback for, I think it was Mississippi. Was it Mississippi? Archie Manning.
No.
Yeah.
No, really?
Yes. Yes.
Well, okay. So what about what year is that then? If I'm trying to put this together,
That's on the figure, 1970 or 71. I'm not sure which. I saw him play in LSU. It was in the Easter tournament, and he had just completed the spring football season.
The 3-1 coming to Phillips. That's in there for a strike. Just finished. So you saw him play at LSU.
Yeah, he had on Saturday he had played football, and in the Sunday morning newspaper in Baton Rouge, it said Archie Manning just threw 3 touchdown passes and threw for 400 yards or something. They completed their spring football.
The 3-2 is fouled off to the left and out of play.
So here comes Mississippi, and they're out there, and I said, "Who's that shirt?" They said, "Oh, Archie Manning, but don't pay attention to him. He's a Heisman Award winner." I said, "Oh, okay." Well, all of a sudden, he impressed me. So after the game, I went down. I asked for his name and height, weight, birth date, and all that.
That's
And
great.
the coach gave me a hard time.
That's hilarious.
And
The 3-2 misses in. Phillips on board for the third time today with a walk. Runners at first and second. 2 out, bottom of the 8th. Otters lead 5-2. Sorry.
Anyway, I threatened the coach. I said, you're not cooperative in baseball. We give you, like $5 million plus we supply the wooden bats and all that, and you're supposed to cooperate because we made a deal that we wouldn't draft any player until they completed their junior year, and this man's completed his junior year, so therefore you're violating the agreement. I'm going to call the commissioner's office. Well, next day I got to the ballpark. I had everything written out to me because it's very, very important.
Trent Nash swinging a miss.
You had to have his name. I couldn't put down Archie Manning as a draftee. It had to be Archibald.
Ah!
So anyway, I got it. And yes, in Kansas City, we drafted him and offered him $100,000. He said, I'll sign if no one else, if the New Orleans Saints draft me, I won't go. But if any other club drafts me, I'll sign baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you know, the Saints drafted him, and that was the end of his baseball career.
Yep. Wow. So what round do you think you picked him in then? What round was that?
I'm not sure. I think it might have been 5, 6, or 7 because no one else would have drafted him, so you didn't need to waste the draft.
Sure. 1-1 up and in. Throw behind the runner at first. Gets off the first baseman's glove and bounds a little bit ahead of him. So trying to pick Phillips off of first following the up and in fastball does not work the way of Equipe Quebec.
Yeah.
They'll scored an error on the first baseman as advancing to third is J.R. Davis. So everyone kind of expected, everyone knew he was going to go the football route, save for a couple exceptions, and
well,
that
was it. You talk to those scouts down there in Oklahoma and Texas and Louisiana, and it's we don't even get his name or birth date because again he's football. I went down to New Orleans.
3-1, swing and a miss,
and I watched another kid shortstop, and I said, anybody got the stuff on him? They said, no, he's going to Texas on football. Don't bother him. Well, I did. I got the stuff for him. He ended up a couple years later playing shortstop for the Los Angeles Angels.
Runners at the corners, full count pitch, fouled back.
But there were two players, two quarterbacks. Oh, by the way, he was a quarterback too. And both of them, all the scouts, don't bother him. No, they're football. They're football. Football is big in Oklahoma and Texas.
Runners at the corners, full count. 5-2 ball game in the bottom of the 8th. Trent Nash at the plate. Foul tip into the catcher's glove, I believe, for strike 3.
Yeah.
We've played 8. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, Nash struck out for the second time. But, no, it's interesting. Another outstanding shortstop that was a quarterback could have played in the majors?
No.
Joe Theismann.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yep.
You learn something new every day at the ballpark. We head to the top of the 9th inning. 5-2 our score on the Otters Digital Network, looking to close this one out and win the third game, the rubber match of a 3-game series here at the University of Evansville and Charles H. Braun Stadium. We'll be right back on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the inning, top of the ninth, from Charles H. Braun Stadium at the University of Evansville. The Otters lead Equipe Quebec 5-2, and on to close this one down is 6'4" right-hander Logan Sawyer. Ryan Brown, Bill McCune with you here in the top of the ninth. He faces Gift Ngope, Elliott Curtis, and L.P. Pelletier, looking for his second save of the season. Back-to-back saves. First pitch fastball caught on and missed by Ngope, 0-1. He pitched a scoreless ninth inning in Game 2 on Saturday night. A 1-2-3 inning in which he struck out a couple of batters. The 0-1 from Sawyer, the Knoxville native. Strike 2, and Ngope, the former big leaguer, doesn't like it. Sawyer, a former 29th round draft pick of the Colorado Rockies back in 2014. Spent parts of 3 seasons in affiliated ball. The 0-2 misses high, 1-2.
Yeah, that's a good call by Phillips, asking for a high pitch on a 0-2 count. However, it was just a little too high. It was taller than Gift.
Gift Ngope, hitless in the series so far. The 1-2 breaking pitch misses outside.
I wonder where he got that name Gift. I mean, I've
question.
never heard of a first name
Well,
being Gift.
I think he was able to. I don't know this for sure. We'll have to check, but a pretty neat name.
Yeah.
2-2 on its way. Grounded foul of third. Sawyer pitched for the Melbourne Aces back in 2019 down under in, what is that?
Australia.
Melbourne, yeah.
Australia.
I believe Victoria, the province of Victoria they call it.
Schultz played in Australia there.
Really?
Yeah.
The 2-2, that misses outside. Can't get Gift Ngope to bite on the bender.
Right. He threw 2 sliders to Gifty here, and both were out of the range.
Now it's a full count on Ngope. The 3-2 from Sawyer.
Oh, my
That's
God.
hit out to left field. Denton heading back toward the track. Reaches up and gloves it with 2 hands for the first out.
Yeah, he put a little wood on that ball. And went at least 350 feet out there left center.
Third baseman number
It brings up now Elliott Curtis, who has reached base 3 times today out of the number 9 hole. He's walked a couple of times and then reached on a leadoff single in the 8th and scored 1 of Equipe Quebec's 2 runs.
Yep.
First pitch from Sawyer. Fastball up and away. Sawyer, we saw Saturday night, has a fastball in the mid to upper 90s.
Yes, and we saw Curtis unload in the Saturday night first game, too, over the right field wall.
1-0.
A 2-2 ball game, and he hit one. It was gone.
Up and away, misses outside.
That was
Yes,
the
he
big
did.
difference. 3-2.
In game 1 it was.
2-2 at the time, and
He hit the go-ahead dinger.
his home run was the go-ahead.
The 2-0 pitch. That misses outside. 3-0. 3 pitches, all right around the same spot there, just missing off the high outside corner.
And Sawyer ran the count on Gift at 3 balls, too. So that's
3-0, fastball. This one finds the strike zone, 3-1. Sawyer towing the rubber, looking down, folds the glove above his left arm, gets his sign, comes set at the belt with his left foot pointed ahead, and this 3-1 pitch is singled into center field
so
over the mound.
Mr. Curtis has had quite a trip. Home run in the first game, and now he's got 2 hits in this game. So, what did he get? I know he got 1 hit, the home run.
Yeah, he was 2 for 3 in game 1. He reached base in game 2 on a walk. Now there's a runner at first and 1 out. He's been on base 4 times today, but now it's LP Peltier taking a strike, and Peltier is 1 for 4. He singled back in the first. Tying run still in the on-deck circle in the form of David Glode. Middle infielders at double play depth. The 0-1. Ground ball to short to Jesus. Underhand to Davis on to first. Not quite in time to get LP Peltier. Just developed a little too slowly.
Second baseman, number 14.
So it goes as a fielder's choice, 6-4. And it brings up David Glode, who's 2 for 4 and doubled his last time. Glode, the left-handed hitter. Sawyer comes set. The first pitch. Fastball upstairs, 1-0.
Sawyer's been high with his fastballs so far in this inning. Just hasn't zeroed in yet.
Sawyer, 28 years old. Knoxville, Tennessee native. 1-0. Fastball fouled back, and it bounces against the metal overhang here at Charles H. Braun Stadium. Sawyer trying to close this one out. Move the Otters to a 3-1 record on the young season. Take 2 of 3 from Equipe, Quebec before they play the Lake Erie Crushers for a 3-game series starting tomorrow night. The 1-1. That misses high. 2-1. That didn't look to come into the strike zone with as much velocity. Looks like he might have
aimed it.
Okay, yeah.
That's one of the penalties that a pitcher has when they're losing their control. They start aiming.
2-1 coming. This is hit out to left field. Denton has a read on it. He's back, and he makes the catch. Logan Sawyer nails down the save, and the Otters win 5-2. You can mark it, as the Otters take 2 of 3 from Equipe, Quebec. They now improve to 3-1 following a 5-2 victory here from the University of Evansville. It was Dakota Phillips who got the scoring started all the way back in the second inning with a 2-out, 2-run single to right. And from there, the Otters got themselves and kept a lead so that Marty Anderson, who started this one and went 5, could get the win. And all around, a nice victory, wouldn't you say, Bill?
I would say a great victory insofar as Phillips coming through with those with that single in the first inning there to give you those 2 runs. And having 2 hits, of course, during the night was great, plus his mother was here. But the point was we had great defense today. I'd say the pitching was fair, but the defense was outstanding. And good offense. We had 10 hits today.
Yeah, final line in this one, Equipe Quebec with 2 runs, 7 hits, a couple of errors. Taking the loss is Ben Hoffman. And for the Otters, 5 runs on 10 hits, no errors committed. That is the 4th game the Otters have played, and the 4th game without committing an error. To round out the scoring, talked about the first 2 runs. Back in the 3rd inning, Bryce Denton doubled home a run, and that was Miles Gordon, who had doubled earlier in the same frame. And then Gordon and DeJesus, Andy DeJesus, got into the action with a couple of 2-out RBI singles back-to-back in the bottom of the 4th inning. And the Otters would score their final run in that inning, and the rest of the way would hold the lead, allowing only 2 runs in the top of the 8th inning before Logan Sawyer came on for a scoreless ninth and earned his 2nd save of the young season.
Yeah, so it was a great night for the Otters, and tomorrow night we're back at Otterville, Bosse Field, 6:35, and we're playing Lake Erie?
Yes, exactly right.
Good.
Lake
Okay.
Erie, 6:35, Bosse Field, Taco Tuesday. So you got to make sure you can get there, or if you can't get there, tune into us. We'll be on the call about 15 minutes early, so 6:20 on Frontier League Live TV. Again, the winning pitcher in this one, Marty Anderson, as Ben Hoffman takes a loss and Logan Sawyer earns the save. Bill, before we really close things out, do we have a Bill McCune Gold Star to award?
It's going to Phillips. I thought he got 2 hits, but whether he got 2 hits or not, he called a great defensive game. But those 2 runs, when you get runs in the first inning, you put pressure on that pitcher and the other team, and he drove in those 2 runs. That was a big thing. And he got 2 hits, but his mother was here, and that's what makes it really icing on the cake.
5-2, our final from Charles H. Braun Stadium at the University of Evansville. We'll be back tomorrow with a call at 6:20 on Frontier League Live TV and the Otters Digital Network. For Bill McCune, I'm Ryan Brown, hoping you enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day and that we see you tomorrow. Otters win 5-2 here from Charles H. Braun Stadium.